Right, a pattern is made from 4 identical squares. Okay, so these are actual squares because it says so in the question, so don't assume anything unless the question states it. 4 identical squares. The sides of the squares are parallel to the axis. Right, point A has coordinates 4, 5. Right, all the coordinates are given, as you can see in the diagram. It looks like there's a coordinate that's missing. There's a C coordinate, and that's what we need to work out, the coordinates of C. Now the first thing I want to do is I need to know the size of these squares. So if you look at this point here, that's 4 along the corridor and all the way across. This is the furthest one on the right. So this is the furthest one on the left, and this is the furthest one on the right. The furthest one on the right has got a value of 32 along the corridor. The furthest one on the left has got a value of 4. So if I do 32, if I find a difference between these, 32 take away 4, that leaves me 28. And then 28, so remember, from here to here is 28, right? But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 squares in between. So I'm going to do 28 divided by 4, that leaves me with 7. So each square, it is a square, it's 7 by 7. I can easily work out the x coordinate of C is going to be, starting off with 4, add 7. Okay, so I'm going to add 7 and add another 7 to reach the C coordinate. Right, so 4, add 7, and another 7, that gives me 18. So C is 18 along the corridor, right? That's the x value. Now trouble is now working at the y value, right? We need to work at the y value. Right, that one's going to be not as straightforward as you think it might be. Well, it definitely doesn't lie, that C coordinate does not lie between A and B along the y axis. What I mean by that is this, I'll show you. Here's A, here's B, and C, it's not even halfway, it's sort of here. That's where C is. Okay, along the x axis, C does lie between A and B, we can see that. Along the x-axis, that C does lie between A and B. But this way, that C does not lie between B and A. So what we do instead is this. You know this value here, the size of this square is 7. The size of this square is also 7. So if we take this value here, the 21, that represents the y value. If we do 21, take away this 7, and then take away this 7 as well. That leaves you with 7. 21 take away 7 is 7. So clearly then, this C value is 7. Right? So remember, we started off with 21, you subtracted 7, and then you subtracted another 7, and that made us reach 7. 7 along the corridor. Sorry, 7 up the stairs. Alright, so that's 18 and 7. Right, if I was asked to work out this coordinate here, the D, I know that's 18 along the corridor, same as the C. Don't assume for one moment that this, so I'm talking about the Y along the Y direction, that this one is in between this and this. Right? Don't assume that. Okay, just because it looks like it in the diagram, don't assume it. Right? To get this value here, we take the 21 and then subtract the 7, right? So 21 take away 7 gives me 14. So this one's going to be 14. Okay, 21 take away 7 gives me the 14. Right, if I word this in a slightly different way, starting at B, which is 21 up the stairs, to get to the same level as D, I need to climb down from 21. I need to climb down 7 spaces, 7 units. So 21 take away 7 is 14. That's why this was 14. And then from the 21, if I want to climb down to the level of C, I've got to do take away 7 and then take away another 7. 21 take away 7, take away 7. That leaves me with 7. But finding the coordinates C and D is very straightforward. As you can see, from between here and here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 identical squares, each one being 7 by 7, yeah? They're all 7s. So to find this coordinate here, all we have to do is take the 4 and then we just add 7 and add another 7 to reach the level of C and D, all right? So 4 add 7 is 18. So that's why this is 18, right? This is 18.